Coming to you, Savya, you are an artist yourself, and I think there's always, I mean, as a curator, you must have experienced this, but there's always, it's a tough time to balance commercials with also the artistic integrity, right? So, as an artist, how has your experience been balancing that fine thread?
Well, it's always been difficult, I would say, and I'm still learning. But I mean, with being an artist, I think as far as I can remember, like even my mom says that when I was a little child, she would say that, okay, you always wanted to be an artist. So I never knew, okay, it was always seen as a hobby. So I decided to pursue art. It was not taken very seriously. Okay, you might become a teacher or something like that. But then I think post my graduation, I joined Clark House Initiative, and I think I really grew up amongst like the best lot of artists who mentored me, who taught me a lot. Before, the perception, I also come from Vasai, so usually people think, okay, being an artist is, okay, you paint a painting and you sell it off and your work is done, right? That's how you earn money. Yeah. Or else you go and become a teacher. Yeah. But like there's a social side to it that's never really seen. And that's something that I encountered in that space of Clark House. And when it comes like with your question of how do I deal with this? It's never been easy, because had I known to sell off, I wouldn't be really making art. So when there were a lot of times that I work with a lot of people, that I collaborate with a lot of people, the point, there's a space of common ground that we have to find, and that can only come through communication and transparency, I would say. Like when it comes with working with curators or even gallerists, the more transparent I am, the more comfortable I become. True. And so the ground itself, when the ground is laid, then, things start to pace out, and then you can come and speak about it. So I think I'm still learning about it, but that's been one of the ways that, yeah.
Yeah, I think, no, I definitely feel like, a lot of young artists approach me as a gallerist, asking me, about whether I should make art like this, and do you think this is something that people will buy? Is it sellable? And I always tell them to just follow their instincts and follow their gut. There are all kinds of art, and in fact, me and Rima were talking about this, which is there are people that make abstract art. There are people that make more social oriented. I'm sure your art, especially, has very deep social causes and roots in it, oral histories, and a feminist lens to it.
Yes.
So I think that it's very personal for each artist, to go.
Yes, and also, like I said, there's a certain, with the market, you see something selling. And there's a question that always comes, if my art can be sold off or not, in a way. Somewhere, I feel, for me, as an artist, I always have questioned, or I'm always interested into oral histories. I think they have a potency that written literature doesn't have. I feel that. And I feel that we need to speak about these as well. The question also comes of, where does orality culture lie within written histories? So when I speak of stories, and like I said about common ground, right? My best part is I can make a visual. But how do I connect with the audiences? Also the question of, who are my audiences? Is my audience the critique? Is my audiences the art enthusiasts or the students or my mom? Right? If I'm not being able to explain to her what my visual is, I fail as an artist, because that's the best talent I have, that I can put my thoughts into visuals that she doesn't know, right? So I always try to understand from her point of view, like from a very grounded point of view of how do I put into visuals of what I'm trying to say, so that she takes up a thread and connects her own stories. So within the confinements of my studio space, the work is very personal. But the moment it goes out in any other space, it does not remain my work anymore.
True. Yeah.
Because there are so many other threads that are getting binded on. There's so many other stories that are getting joined on. And I think the work evolves for itself rather than me speaking up. And also, like, over-explaining the work also kind of takes away the whole curiosity within the work itself. Yeah. I think that's one thing. And the other approach I have is that, everyone really loves being sympathetic of getting a sob story out. But and there's a thin line of between sympathy and being empathetic as well. And I think I follow the empathetic one more. in regards to consent. Even if I'm having a conversation that really helps my work, I have to have that consent because it's getting inspired at the same time. So these are some of the things that keep coming, and I often look at it as an evolution, I would say. Like what I was years back and what I am today, I think it really deals with the relations that I have with people, the connections I have with them. And that's also something I would say with histories, how the connections have changed. Like when I see of feminist histories as well, with generations, it has changed. And this is what we deal with, right? So, yeah.